I'm Johnny. You're watching A View to a Grill, and today I'm going to show you some of the steps I went through to build my Weber Smokey Joe Premium Performer Wagon. Now, this is a collaboration video with the Grill Sergeant. You can find his link in the card above and also in the description below. Go check out his channel and see what he did with his Weber Smokey Joe. Now, if you want to see other great videos on the barbecue topic, hit that subscribe button. The idea for the wagon came from the Weber Kettle 22-inch Performer cart. While doing this, I tried to use the same kind of look as the cart, just really trying to use the big cart as a guide. Getting into this, it was a lot more difficult than I thought to try to get the scale of the wagon correct for the Smokey Joe. So what started out as a how to build a Smokey Joe wagon video just really turned into a nightmare to shoot, to be quite honest with you. I had to make a lot of design changes as I was going through the process just to get it to look right. Now, of course, I am an amateur woodworker, so when you see mistakes, don't hold them against me. I'm just a guy with some tools trying to put together a nice little wagon in his garage. Also, this was basically a scrap wood project. All the wood I used was just wood that I had left over from other projects that was laying around in my garage. Now, I don't have any fancy software to help me design these things. I literally just use my notepad and I draw stuff. So here's an idea of another table that I have. And this is my plan for the Smokey Joe table. It was real complicated, I know, but that's how I come up with my ideas. I don't have SketchUp or anything like that. I just draw them out. So there were some things I wanted to do aesthetically different than the other tables that I've built. Now, as you can see here on my other tables, I really didn't mind that the screws were showing. But for the wagon, I didn't want any of the screws showing, so I used my Kreg jig to drill pocket holes so that I can hide all of the screws. I'd also like to apologize, there is no cut list for this video. I fit this together as I went along. Now, if you're an amateur woodworker like I am, I would highly recommend the Kreg jig. It's easy to set up, and then once you have it set up and dialed in to the thickness of the wood that you're going to join together, all you have to do is clamp it to your workbench, put in the lumber that you're going to join together, use the clamp on the Kreg jig itself to hold that lumber into place, and then use the Kreg drill bit that comes in the kit itself and drill out the pocket holes. It really is that simple. It comes with a little chart that tells you how deep the holes need to be for whatever size standard piece of lumber that you're using. Once you have your holes drilled and you're ready to put together your two pieces of lumber, all you have to do is clamp the two pieces of wood together, because clamps are a good extra set of hands, and then use the drill bit that comes in the Kreg kit to drill in the pocket hole screws. Once you're done, you have two perfectly joined pieces of wood. Now, Kreg says you don't necessarily have to use glue to put these together, but honestly, sometimes I do use glue and sometimes I don't. Also, I can't tell you what size boards to buy because I literally ripped all of the boards for this project. From this shot, I had some already primered wood, and I had to rip all of these down to size for the slats for the bottom shelf. Now, when I was putting this together, I wasn't sure if I was going to have spacers for the slats, or if I was just going to use all the slats, put them together, and have a solid shelf as the bottom shelf. I went ahead and put spacers in between each slat because I just thought that would if you went to the beach, it would just let sand fall through or water fall through, or it would be harder for anything to accumulate on the bottom shelf. And talking about design changes, as you can see in this shot, I originally used the wheels that came off of my 22-inch Weber kettle. I used L brackets to help stabilize the legs, and I spray painted them a metallic gray. In this shot, I tried to incorporate the small chimney into the design. I could never get it to work out the way I wanted it to look, so I ditched that idea. And I also thought about moving the risers back, but didn't like the way that was looking either. At this point, I was just getting frustrated with the build, and I just turned off the camera because trying to document what I was doing and build the wagon, they were just conflicting with each other, and I had to stop one of them. Once I got it settled how I wanted this to come together, I got it all painted up and just started putting it together. And it really did come together nicely after I was able to concentrate on just the build itself. And finally, here is the finished project. So there are a few design changes that I will have to do, and one of them is to change the way I mounted the wheels. I'm going to have to go with a single axle all the way across because right here you can already see that wheel is leaning towards the leg. I would also buy a shorter handle. And when I mean shorter from here to here, just so that it would all go underneath the tabletop. Underneath where I screwed in the legs to the bottom shelf, I'm going to go with wing nuts to make it easier to take on and off. Other than that, I don't think I would do anything else to it. Hopefully I at least gave you an idea of what you might be able to do with your own performer wagon. Thank you for watching A View to a Grill, and if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Take care, y'all.